Have you ever stopped and wondered what's really going on behind the scenes of your daily work? I mean, really. Behind every seemingly simple task, there's this hidden world of interconnected actions. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on task analysis. It's this incredibly powerful way of seeing how work actually gets done. So, let's jump right in.
To get our heads around this, let's think about something we all do, buying something online. You find what you want, you click a button, and a few days later, a box shows up at your door. Simple, right? But what really happened in that gap between your click and the doorbell ringing?
From our side, the customer side, it feels totally effortless. It's like one single action, just one little click, and the magic starts. But you know what? That's really just the very, very tip of the iceberg.
Okay, so maybe we imagine a bit more. Maybe we picture someone in a huge warehouse finding our item and putting it in a box. Yeah, that's getting warmer for sure, but it's still a massively simplified picture of what's going on.
The truth? The truth is, it's a complex dance. It's this hidden system of dozens, maybe even hundreds of interconnected actions and decisions and checks and balances. And to make any sense of a system like that, you need a special tool, almost like a microscope for work.
And that microscope? Well, that's task analysis. Now that sounds a bit academic, I know, but put simply, it just means systematically breaking down a job into its smallest, most observable parts. By taking a complex job apart, we can finally see how every single little piece fits together.
So, our first move here is deconstruction. We're literally going to take that complicated process apart, piece by piece, so we can find its most basic, fundamental building blocks.
You see, work isn't just one big, flat thing. It's got layers. It's a hierarchy. We start at the very top with the overall job, let's say a warehouse associate. Then we break that down into tasks, like order fulfillment. And those tasks, they're made of sequential steps. And those steps are made of these tiny atomic microtasks, the smallest possible actions you can think of.
And this is where the real magic starts, defining these atomic pieces. We look at the components, what knowledge or tools you need. We identify the elements, the smallest actions that still have meaning. And this next one is so important. We give everything standardized naming. This makes sure everyone is speaking the exact same language, and that right there is the foundation for clarity.
Now, here's a crucial point. You have to find the right level of detail, the right granularity. It's like a balancing act. If your analysis is too broad, too coarse, you're going to miss the important insights. But if you get too fine-grained, you just get lost in all the noise, and it obscures the big picture. The whole goal is to find that sweet spot where you get real, actionable insights.
Okay, so once we've broken the work down into all its little parts, the next phase is to start measuring them. This is where we go from just having a map to having this data-rich picture of what's really going on.
This is how we figure out what to focus on. By measuring how often something happens and how long it takes, we can see where the time is really going. Those high-frequency, high-duration tasks, bam! Those are your top priorities for improvement. Routine tasks, obvious candidates for automation. And those rare but super time-consuming tasks, that might be a sign you need better training.
But of course, it's not just about how fast things get done. It's about quality. Are the tasks being done right? High-quality work, well, that sticks to the standards and shows good judgment. Low-quality work, that creates defects and means you have to do costly rework. Defining what good looks like is absolutely essential. And to get that quality, we have to understand what's required for success. What knowledge does the person actually need to have? What tools are non-negotiable? What are the environmental conditions they're working in? And what constraints are they up against? Getting this right means anyone can perform the task the right way every single time. And the most critical resource we're applying here is labor. This isn't just a word. It's the human effort, the skill, the ingenuity that actually brings this whole process to life. See, task analysis isn't just about tweaking a machine. It's about making sure that human talent is being used effectively and not wasted on work that's poorly designed or just plain unnecessary.
All right, so we've taken the work apart. We've measured all the pieces. Now for the really cool part, putting it all got together to see the big picture, to finally understand the entire process from start to finish.
And look at this. We can see how our running example just fits perfectly into this hierarchy. The overall job is the warehouse associate. A job component, a core part of that job, is order fulfillment. That is achieved through the process of picking, packing, and shipping. And right down inside that, a key task is locating the correct item, one single moment that has a huge impact on whether the customer is happy or not.
But listen, none of these actions matter one bit without objectives. This is the why. This is the whole point. The objective isn't just to pack a box, it's to make sure the customer gets the right, undamaged item on time. Having clear objectives makes sure that every little bit of activity is tied to a meaningful goal. And to make sure everyone's efforts line up smoothly, without tripping over each other, we define something called a task zone. Think of it like lanes on a highway. It creates clear boundaries for each role. It answers that classic question, who is responsible for what? This totally prevents confusion, it cuts down on conflict, and it creates real, clear accountability. So, after all of this, all the deconstruction, the measuring, the reassembling, what's the ultimate payoff? What do we actually get for all this effort?
The final yield is one simple, powerful word: clarity. And there's this brilliant insight here. Clarity transforms work experience as much as productivity. Just let that sink in. When people understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how it all connects to the bigger picture, it doesn't just make them more productive, it fundamentally changes how they feel about their work.
This clarity, it puts you on a path to excellence, and it really works in two main ways. First, through understanding. This turns people from just being robots following a script into creative, adaptive problem solvers. And second, through validation. This constant process of checking to make sure our tasks are still accurate, still necessary, and still getting the results we want.
And that leads us to the final piece of the puzzle, which isn't really a final step at all. It's a mindset. It's examination. It's the engine of continuous improvement. It's about having this healthy dose of skepticism, always asking, hey, is there a better way to do this? Do we even need to be doing this task anymore? This is how companies stay sharp, agile, and innovative.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on. What seemingly simple task in your own work or even in your daily life is actually a complex system just hiding in plain sight? The answer to that? Well, it might just unlock a whole new level of clarity and performance for you.